Okay, so we're going to be going over linear relationships in the form of y equals mx plus b. So you should all be on page 225. Okay. Now, you see here how we have y equals mx plus b. All right. That's from here on out how we'll be writing our equations and our formulas. Okay. So remember this x here, that means it's a letter. Okay, we are in 7th grade, so we should no longer be using an x to mean multiply. Remember, we are using our big dot to mean multiply. So we have 2 times 3 is 6, okay? Remember, this is just a letter from here on out, okay? So I want you to go ahead, whenever you see a table, I want you to start getting in the habit of writing x and y. Every time you see a table, x and y, okay? So we're going to go ahead and we are going to read through, all right, discovering linear relationships. Here we go. Jody pays $5 per ticket for a play and a one-time $2 convenience fee. The table shows the total cost for different numbers of tickets. All right, so let's go ahead and underline the important parts. All right, we know $5 per ticket is important, and we also know one-time $2 convenience fee is also important. Okay. This has already labeled what our x's and our y's are for us, okay? So we know that these are the number of tickets, all right? And we know down here is how much each ticket costs, okay? So where it says $5 per ticket, we know that's $5 for every ticket, okay? Now, I have to ask you, though, you see here that says $7 for one ticket. Where did that $7 come from? You got it. It came from this $2 convenience fee. All right. So $2 convenience fee, we're only paying it one time. So that means we are only doing 5 plus 2 equals 7. That's where we got our 7 from. We're not going to add that 2 ever again for the rest of these. Okay. So we know we're going up by how much on each of these? We're going up by 1, okay, on our x part. So where it says, describe a pattern for showing the number of tickets bought, we looked at number of tickets. We are going up by 1. You can also notate that by writing x plus 1, okay. Then we're going to go ahead, describe the pattern for the row showing total cost, all right. What that means is we start at $7, and it wants to know how you got $7 for that first ticket. Well, we just showed you over here. The real cost of one ticket is $5. We add our $2 convenience fee, okay? And that's how we got our 7, okay? Then I'm also going to ask you for the y here. How much are we going up by each time? $5. Okay, you should have written plus 5. Okay, out of the total cost paid, how much does the actual ticket account for? All right, all it wants to know is how much is one ticket actually. If we don't have the $2 convenience fee, how much is one ticket actually? One ticket costs how much? It actually only costs $5 because we're not going to have to pay that $2 convenience fee every time. Okay. Let's go ahead here. How much more than $5 does Jody pay for one ticket? What if she buys 5 tickets? All right, let's go ahead. Only look at that first part. How much more than $5 does Jody pay for just one ticket? How much does we already know that she has a $2 convenience fee. Okay. What if she buys 5 tickets? Well, let's go up here. How much does it cost if she buys 5 tickets? It costs $27. However, we want to subtract that $2 convenience fee. So how much would just 5 tickets actually be? $25. Okay. Let's go down here. Describe the total amount paid in dollars based on the number of each ticket. Okay, so the total amount, we have our amount paid is 5 times the tickets plus our convenience fee, which was $2. Okay? All right. So, next we're going to go on to page 226. Okay? I'm going to give you just a moment to go ahead and read that part that I've already circled. Read all of that all the way up here. Okay? I'm going to give you about 10 seconds. Independently and silently, please read that first part. All right, need you to go ahead and underline that important word that we all already know, proportional relationships. All right, we already know those are line equals line. Okay, you should already know what this looks like. If you don't, that's okay. We'll be going over that as well, okay? Let's go ahead. We're going to walk through example number 2, or example number 1 here, I'm sorry. Let's see here. A man's shoe size is approximately 3 times his foot length in inches, minus 22. Use a table to represent the relationship between foot length and a shoe size. All right, I'm going to show you how I have been figuring them out, and then we're going to go over how the book is showing us to figure it out. Okay, so how I figure it out, first thing I look at is what's important. All right, 3 times his foot length in inches, minus 22. Well, that already tells me exactly what equation I should be writing. We have 3 times the foot length minus 22. That's already showing us what we should be writing in, okay? So, where it says foot length down here, that number is what we would put here. And we would just do exactly as it says. Okay, so for instance, we would do 3 times 8, because that's our first one. Okay, minus 22. All right, and we would do 3 times 8 minus 22. That would end up giving us 2. All right. So if we go down here, though, what you can do is you can go ahead and figure out how much you're moving up by. So 8 to 9 is 1. 9 to 10 is 1. 10 to 11 is 1. And 11 to 12 is 1. And we're adding them. There we go. All right. Now, you can go down here and do the same thing. What are you moving by? 2 to 5 is 3. 5 to 8 is 3. 8 to 11 is 3. And 11 to 14 is 3. Okay? So you can do it this way, or you can go ahead and do it this way. Either one is fine, as long as you understand how you get where you get. Okay? You can also do both to double check each of your answers. That's perfectly fine. Okay? Let's move on down to the questions here. Okay? If someone had a foot length of 13 inches, how can you use the table to determine his shoe size? Okay, well, we could easily just go ahead and add one more, put a plus 1 right here, and we can add 3 more, and we can do 14 plus 3 is 17. You could also go ahead and use our equation here, 3 times 13 minus 22. That also goes ahead and gives us 17. Okay? Either way you do it is fine, but I need the work to be shown. Okay? You got to write it out or it doesn't count. I do not want to do number 4. Number 4 is asking too difficult of a question, and I really don't like how they put it. So just go ahead and skip number 4. And I want you to go ahead and move on to page 227. Okay? We're going to go ahead and do this one together. I know it says your turn, but we're going to do it together, all right? So we see our table here. We're going to go ahead and label it X and Y. All right, you should do that as well. All right, let's go ahead and read through this. Leah's house is 350 meters from her friend's house. Leah walks to her friend's house at a constant rate of 50 meters per minute. Use a table to represent the relationship between time and the distance Leah has left to walk to her friend's house. All right, so let's go ahead and underline underline the important parts. We have 350 meters from her friend's house, and we know she walks at a rate of 50 meters per minute. Okay, those are our important parts. Okay, and it tells us what goes in the table here. We know that we have time going up here, and we have distance. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and notate our time is in minutes. So I'm going to put min. And our distance is in what? And I'm going to notate meters with just an M. Okay, now we know that Leah is already 350 meters from her friend Leah's house when she is 0 minutes away. So when Leah's at her own house, her friend is 350 meters away. Okay? What about if she's 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, or 4 minutes away? Time will most likely always move up in increments of 1 unless it tells you specifically otherwise. Okay? So we are going to, and it says we are moving 50 meters every 1 minute. Okay, so if we are getting closer to somewhere, this means that if we're moving this way and we're trying to get closer to her house, the number should be going up or down. It should be going down. All right, so we're taking 350 and we're subtracting 50. Do you see where I got all that from? All right, so now instead of 350, it should be 300. What about another minus 50? All right, if you're moving quicker than me, that's awesome. Just make sure you're not disrupting the class so that way those who are trying to pay attention are actually able to get their learning done. Thank you so much. All right, you are going to go ahead and you are going to do example 2. You are in charge of questions 6 and 7. That's what you're in charge of. Okay? Make sure that you are labeling your table as you go along. Okay? Number 6, all it's asking is what if Lewis walked 7 miles? That's all you need to answer. Look back at your table and make sure what happens if we walk 7. Okay? That's all that's asking. All right? We're going to go ahead and we're going to do, I know it's funny, we're going to do the your turn part. Okay? The relationship between the cost of an online advertisement for a movie and the number of times it is clicked on is shown in the table below. Okay? Now we have a table. First thing we got to do is label it X and Y. You should really be getting into that habit already. Okay? And it goes ahead and labels it for us. Okay? So, let's go ahead and look at what it's asking for. What is the cost of the advertisement if it is clicked 1,000 times? All right. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to give a verbal description of the relationship first. I'm sorry. Okay. So, what are we going up by each time? Let's figure that out first. Okay, so you should have written that you're going up 10 each time. So 10 plus 10 is 20, 20 plus 10 is 30, and going up, going up, going up. Okay, the next one, all right, go ahead and figure that one out. I'm going to give you about 10 seconds to figure that one out. All right, you should have figured out that you're going up by 0.5. Okay. All right. Now, what the cost of the advertisement is $150 plus 5 cents. That's all it's asking. That equals our y. All right. What is the cost of the advertisement if it's clicked 1,000 times? Well, we're going to take our 150. We're going to add our 1,000. We're going to multiply it by our 0.05. Okay. And then that number plus 50 equals 200. Okay? All right. Now, let's read the last question we have here. Is there a lower limit for the number of clicks? Is there an upper limit? All right? All it wants to know is here, I have 10. Can I go 10 minus 10? Yeah, I can go 10 minus 10. 10 minus 10 is 0. Can I go lower than that? Nope. So the lower limit is 0. But cannot be negative because we can't have a negative number of clicks. That makes no sense, right? All right. What about an upper limit? Can we have 60? Can we have 70? Yeah, we can click as many times as we like. So is there an upper limit? Yes, there is one, but is there a number we can stop at? Nope. So there is no upper limit because we are going infinitely. We can go as many times as we like. All right. All right, let's go ahead on to page 229. We're going on to page 229. Okay. You will be in charge of number 1. Okay. And we're going to go over number 2. Okay. The yearly community cost, the yearly community college based on the number of credits taken is shown in the table. Use the table to give a verbal description of the relationship between credits and costs. All right. So let's go ahead and do our first thing, and we are going to label our X and our Y's. Okay. And we're going to see what are we going up by each time. Okay. We're going up by 3 every single time. So that first question, look for the patterns and the different values for credits and costs. Each value for the credits is what? 3 greater than the previous one. Okay. Now I want you to go ahead and do this bottom one here. I'm going to give you about 10 seconds. Okay, you should have gone ahead and found that it is going up by 75. Okay, so you'd put a 75. Okay, and I've notated that it's cost with my money sign there. All right. So now it wants to know, how much would 1 credit be? You can solve that with one of your proportions here. We want to know what 1 credit is. We don't know the cost. We know 3 credits equals 175. You can cross multiply and do 175 divided by 3. 3 can't go into 1. But 3 can go into 17 5 times. That's a 15. Subtract that. That's 2. Bringing down my 5. And then we have 8, 24. Subtract that. That's win. All right. And we can keep going, but we're not gonna. All right, so we have this number, 175. We subtract that. I'm sorry, we divided 175, divided by 3. Why did we do 175? We should have done just 75. I'm so sorry. Thanks for bearing with me. You guys are amazing. I'm so sorry. It should have just been 75. I don't even know where I got 175 from. That makes no sense. It's 75 divided by 3. And we know that that ends up equaling to 25 based off of our quarters. Okay, I'm so sorry. All right, so that means determine how many more dollars than 75 that it costs to take 3 credits. Okay, so you would do your 175. Okay, 175 minus your 75 equals 100. And then we have our 75 credits. I think it threw me off because oh, that's where I got it. Don't worry about it. We're good. Okay, so now going to step 3. Give a verbal description for the relationship between the credits and the cost. All right, so all it wants to know is how do these relate to each other? The credits and the cost. That's all it's asking. So it's saying that the yearly cost of the community college is $100 plus 25 for each credit taken. Okay, that's all it, like I said, step 3, all it's asking is what's the relationship between the two here. Okay. All right, when using tables and verbal descriptions to describe a linear relationship, why is it useful to convert from one to another? Okay, why should you be able to do it with a table and being able to do it in y equals mx plus b form? Why is it important to be able to do it this way and this way? That's what that's asking. Okay, you're going to go ahead and answer number 3. Okay, now let's go ahead and move on to your independent practice. Okay, teacher, after I go over the independent practice, you can go ahead and pause this video to give them time to do this one. All right, and then they'll go ahead and continue on into 7.2 after this. Okay, so you guys will be in charge of numbers 4 and 5 and 6. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, and 19. Okay? Please make sure to show your work. All right? Please, please, please show your work. You will be turning in. Okay? You will be turning all these in. Okay? In addition to these assignments, you also have stuff on My HRW. All right? That is online. You can access that through Clever. Okay? If you have not finished either this stuff or the Clever stuff, I need you to go ahead and do those. Okay? If you have already finished your missing work, that's great. If not, I need all of that in. If you don't know what you're missing, please make sure to ask if you see me. Okay? All right. Good luck. Anything you don't know how to do, I'd rather you put a question mark than just copy. Please remember that. You're going to pass. I just need to know what you don't know. Okay? Have a good day. And thanks for listening.